Guys, I feel like I just really pick on Genshin Impact a little too much, at least as of late. But it's tough when they make decisions that just really don't seem all that great, right? And, again, you could say whatever. Like, I put out videos already about how, the Genshin community is already starting to hate my guts, and that's fine. Like, I accept that. But you can't, like, look at these banners and tell me that this doesn't kind of prove my point, right? Today, we've got Mizuki and the rerun of Sejwin, and these banners are looking pretty great, right? All right, enough acting. Honestly, these banners suck. These really do. And I'm not going to call this a should you summon, because the answer is there. I'm going to call this a something along the lines of why you shouldn't summon on this, right? And there's many things to go over, but we're going to go over like what we do with the 4 stars and talk about why these characters are good, bad, or whatever, and talk about the rerun character. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. First, let's start off with Sayu. Now, Sayu, the best thing about her, in my opinion, is she's voiced by Lily Pichu, who's absolutely funny. Outside of that, Sayu is a Anemo Greatsword user that has healing capabilities. And the best thing about her, or there's actually 2 really good things about her. I gotta be nice. One is that if you're collecting crystal flies, she makes it so that you don't have to worry about crystal flies flying away until you grab something adjacent to the crystal fly or another crystal fly. So let's say you have the 3 crystal flies that are just outside of Diluc's mansion, right? You grab one of the crystal flies, then the other 2 are going to fly away. So you got to be really quick about getting them. But you could at least put yourself in a position that makes it great. And the second great thing about her is while you're collecting crystal flies, if you need to get to a certain destination, she makes it faster by her rolling on the ground if you hold down the skill button. However, outside of that, she's really just kind of a healer and can do a little bit of swirl. I think that obviously there's characters that do better swirl, even characters that are older than Sayu, aka Sucrose, that deal with swirl a lot better. So for me, unless you're really needing the character to give you more transportation, I guess, and make it easier for you to collect crystal flies, which there's a couple characters that do that as it is, it's going to be a down vote from me, right? Now, let's go ahead and talk about Xiangling. Xiangling's great, okay? Xiangling, arguably, between all the characters that are featured, 4 stars or 5 stars, arguably is the best character to summon for in these banners. And that's saying something, right? That is absolutely saying the worst possible thing that you could say about this banner is that a kind of basically free-to-play 4-star is the best thing that you're going to be summoning for on these banners. And I ain't gonna sit here and, take any arguments on that. Like, it's just pure fact. She's one of the best 4 stars in the game when it comes to off-field DPS and being able to have that pyro synergy with a lot of different, characters. She's still used in a lot of teams today. However, I don't know if it's still happening now, but I think that if you get to AR rank 16 or 20, I think you get her for free. So there's that. But constellations are always good for her. She's really good in general, so she gets a thumbs up. It's going to be the only one from this banner because she could at least synergize with Mizuki. She could use Vaporize with, Sejwin. And yeah, like she's got at least some good stuff in here, right? One that does not synergize very well with anybody here is Goro. I'm only guessing that Goro is on this banner because it's been a while since he's been featured. That is my only guess. Now, don't get it twisted. Goro is a good unit for Geo teams. However, if you're a new player coming into these banners, Goro is not going to help you in any of these teams. At least from what I've seen. Goro helps out Geo and is great for Geo teams. Doesn't really help out here. You can get crystallization shields like between him and Xiangling, but that's about it. Like, you're not going to get anything from the Animo characters. Like, if you pair him with Sejwin, you might get crystallization through, you know, or not crystallization. You just get the shield little crystals from the two characters, Zhangling and Sejwin. So if you're really going for, like, Goro, you would want to summon on the Sejwin banner because then you could pair him with either Zhangling or Sejwin. But even still, his best thing is being on the Geo teams because outside of the crystals, you're not getting anything out of them. You're really not. So, honestly, when it comes to this, Goro gets a thumbs down. Let's talk about Sejwin. I have such a hatred for this character. I'm sorry. I'm really being negative, but it's really hard for me not to. Like, Sejwin was like kind of the catalyst for me to be like, I need to start skipping characters, and I skipped her. Like, this was the first time like I really was like, I'm skipping, I'm not summoning, and this started a downhill trend of me not summoning for every character in the game, but I still kind of tend to summon for more than I would like. But outside of that, Sejwin's kind of like a battle healer. She basically like shoots bubbles out and doesn't really do much. Like, she's not a meta inducing character. Like, so she's not really worth it in regards to if you're a new player trying to build build teams that'll work really, really well. I think that in general, when you're playing Genshin Impact, every part of the game is easy baby mode. But at the same time, I feel as though like that's easy baby mode because I've been playing it for so long and understand it. When you're first getting into the game, you might look at this and be like, "Oh, shiny 5-star and she's adorable." Which, yes, she's adorable, but like there's nothing going on for her. So thumbs down. Like, Sejwin being the rerun on this kind of sucks. Especially when you're teamed with Mizuki. Now, don't get it twisted. Mizuki is hot. Like, she's hot. But there's a couple things I really want to get off my chest. Like, for her, she seems like a combination of, like, just hotness and blandness. Like, if that makes sense, right? From what I saw from her kit, I wasn't, like, too incredibly impressed. It seems like she's going to be a massive swirl DPS type of character, which is going to be cool. The problem is that she's going to standard banner. So what's the point? Like, hear me out. I have a couple problems with this. Now, one, why do we need an Inazuma character in the standard banner? Like, don't we have an Inazuma character in the standard banner already? Or am I crazy? No, wait. Maybe I am crazy because we got 2 Sumeru. So maybe, yes, we did need a Inazuma character in the standard banner, right? Okay, that's fair. I'll take back that. I'll take that back because I forgot who all was in the standard banner, right? It's standard banner. My other issue, though, is that Mizuki is an Animo character. Why is there no Geo character in the standard banner? Do we need another Animo character? And before anybody goes, you didn't say that about Dia, I did. I did say that about Dia. I was pretty pissed off at the fact that, 1, Dia was as bad as she was at the beginning. 2, that she was going to standard banner. And 3, that she was a pyro character. Like, I was fine with her being a pyro character, but have her be a pyro character and not be in the standard banner. Or, you know, do something. I don't know. I just find it so frustrating that when you're looking at the standard banner, there's a Dendro character, which Dendro came later in the game in Sumeru, before there's an actual Geo character in the standard banner. But that's another gripe for another day. I need to back off for a second, collect my thoughts. Mizuki seems okay. Is she a character that you should be straight up summoning for right out the gate? No. No, no, no. Yes, we have to wait until 5.5 to actually get her in the standard banner, right? But it's really not that far away. And she's not going to be breaking the mold of any, like, team comps here. Like, let's let's be 100% honest. She's not going to be doing that, especially if she's going to standard banner. So to me, I'm looking at these banners. These banners are freaking horrible. Outside of Zhangling, the 4 stars are mid to terrible. Like, they're not going to do anything for you that's going to be worthwhile. You have a rerun character that is just lackluster, and you have the main event character, which is literally going to be like, it's like putting Enzo Amore from wrestling, like when he was in the WWE, it's like putting him in the main event, making him super big, and then putting him into 405 live or 205 live. 205. That's 205 live. That's Cruiserweight one. Yeah. And then expecting him to like crap out gold, which he did his best, but at the same time, like he got released a couple months later. I digress. This is a skip. This is going to be their worst selling banners. And this, alongside everything that's been happening with, you know, Wuwa getting the Echo presets and Genshin just having terrible time after terrible time after terrible time. And then now they finally put out a survey, but it only like pertains to like going for talent and like, you know, weapon ascension materials. And I'm just like, y'all are focusing on the wrong thing. I want people to understand this because I don't hate Genshin. I'm not burnt out of Genshin. I'm being critical of Genshin because I love this fucking game. I've been playing since day one. I've loved this game. I put out hundreds of pounds, thousands of dollars between the time that this game has come out to now because I love this game. I love the voice acting. I love the stories that it comes with. Like, the memories I've had with friends playing this game. So for me, I'm getting mad because it just seems like bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. And this isn't something where they can't bounce back from. This isn't something that, you know, their company is just not doing in general. There's so many things that Honkai Star Rail and ZZZ are doing so good with. So good. And it just, Genshin just refuses. The Genshin team just refuses to look at what is going on around them. Like, even content creators that are like super big into Genshin Impact are starting to walk away a little bit. Like, there's literally, you see Doro and freaking Bran, 2 of the biggest like Genshin Impact like solid creators that always talked great about Genshin Impact, branching out to other games now, like Wuthering Waves, Duet Night Abyss. You know, everyone's getting excited for Ananta, Neverness to Everness. What is Genshin going to do to evolve to get them to stay on top? I just don't see it, guys. And these banners are just the latest thing to make me think that it's not going to happen. Right? I don't know. Maybe I've just become too pessimistic with Genshin Impact. Maybe I'm just too upset. Maybe I'm just a grumpy old man with a body pillow of Firefly in the background, right? I don't know. I just want to see great things from this game. And I wish that more of the Genshin community could see the writing on the wall and see that this game right now sucks. Sucks. These banners suck. So, should you summon? No. Do not summon on these banners. There is no reason to summon on Sejuani. There is no reason to summon on a character that we're getting in the standard banner in 2 patches. There's just no reason for it. So don't do it. Anyways, y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Please understand that my criticism comes from love of the game. That's what this boils down to. Anyways, y'all. That's going to be it. Love you guys to death. And as always, we will catch you in the next video. Please take care and be safe.